made to talk about what the Earth might look like if it were to rise 4 degrees Celsius. And so while you're watching this video, I want you guys to think about why they created this video. What was their purpose and what they want you to feel after you watch this video. So can someone raise their hand and tell me why they think this video was made? Yeah.
So that maybe someone's pussy and maybe stop whatever's causing this.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. That's really good. So people create, authors or video creators create things because they want you to feel a certain way or think a certain way. So they're showing you their perspective through what they created. So you guys are just going to listen to the article, and as you read, I want you guys to be thinking about what the author is trying to tell you in the article. And so I have some questions for you guys. And so I want you guys to be thinking about what surprised you, what questions you have, something you agree or disagree with, how the author made you feel, what the author's position on the topic, or what was the purpose for writing this. And so I don't want you guys, obviously you don't have to answer all of these questions. These are just some things to get you started on thinking. And so I want you guys to be thinking about the author's position and really why they wrote what they wrote and what they're trying to make you feel. Because whether you realize it or not, thank you, an author can help shape your decisions and your thoughts by what they write. And so they write things with a purpose, and that purpose, sometimes it doesn't, you can't see it right away. But it's, that's what we're going to talk about. And so we are going to do an activity where I want you guys to talk, but not with words. We're going to have conversations on paper. So have you guys ever written a note to your friends and passed a note? So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing today. So instead of talking, I want, after you guys listen, you guys are going to be writing each other notes about the article, about what you think. And so it's going to look a little something like this. Obviously not that much. We don't have that much time. But I want you guys to just write as much as you want, write what's your thoughts, write your questions, and I want you to respond to each other. You're each going to have a different color marker at your table, and so I can see who's responding to who and who's, can you put that away for me? And I can see who is going, who's asking the questions and who's responding or who has lots of thoughts. And so I want you guys to think about this. Those are all really good questions and comments. I think that you guys learned a lot from this article, and I hope that it changed the way you thought a little bit. So let's think about the author and what they thought. So who wrote this article? Can someone tell me? Who's it by?
News.
It's adapted by them, but who does it say it's by?
It's Generation Youth.
Yeah, iGeneration Youth. So when we hear that, who do we think this article was written for?
Youth.
People all across the world.
Children.
Children, very good. Youth. I heard some of you guys say it. Yeah, so it's written for everyone, but more specifically, it's written for youth. So let's listen, guys. Hang in there. So it's written for youth because they want you guys to have a reaction to this. And so what in the article makes you guys have a, what do you think was written specifically for you guys? Who is this article about?
The people of
Kiribati.
Yes,
But more specifically, who do they start out talking about?
the guy is 7 years old.
And yeah, so I know their names are hard. Sorry about that. But how old is the first person they interviewed?
7 years old.
He was 7 when it happened, but now he's 12. So he's. Are you guys around 12? Yeah. So yeah. So this is. All right. Let's stay together. So this is a really emotional article, probably for you guys more than even for me, because you can easily put your shoes or your feet in these people's shoes and think about, okay, what would happen if Lincoln were to be gone in a few years? What would I do? How would I plan for that? That's something that makes you feel emotional. And so I think that that's what the author was trying to portray to you guys. They want you guys to understand and understand their perspective. So what do we think after reading this? What's the author's perspective on climate change?
It's bad.
It's bad?
It can be bad in specific ways.
It can be bad in specific ways, yeah. It needs to change, right? We need to do something. So I heard one of you guys say that, I think this table talked about their target is maybe the wealthier countries, and that's true, right? We're in a country that is part of the problem. It's causing the the greenhouse gases, and so they're writing to us as kids to say, listen, this is what's happening to a kid your same age in another country. So we know from reading this article, and we know from what we've talked about, that an author's perspective can come through in their writing. And this is, is this a nonfiction text?
No.
No.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Okay, well I know you said no at first because it's not a textbook, right? It's not what you think of when you think of nonfiction. Nonfiction means true. And so, but it is this is all really happening. It's not made up stories. And so if it was made up, it'd be fiction, but it is real. But even though it's nonfiction, the author still portrays their perspective through the way they wrote. They included they didn't interview a 40-year-old woman. They interviewed a kid so that you guys could feel a certain emotion when you're reading it.